Hello and welcome to Yoga Flow with Monika. I am Monika and today I prepared the class for inner thighs. So we're gonna strengthen and lengthen this area of our body, so inner thighs. We're gonna start in seated, but you're already gonna bring the feet together and open the knees wide to the sides. Make sure you find a comfortable position and make sure that your spine is relatively straight and your shoulders relaxed. You can release your arms anywhere you want. So first we just stay here and ground into the practice. Start breathing through the nose. Inhaling, exhaling. Observe how you feel today, how your body feels. Start relaxing the facial muscles. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw, neither frowning your front of the face. Couple more breaths, just getting conscious of your body, of your posture, and all the sensations in your body. We're gonna slowly start folding forward, but don't go too far, just a little bit. I would say 30%. Just relax here. Anywhere it's comfortable for you. As I mentioned, you can keep your palms anywhere it's comfortable. You can even keep them on the floor. Inhaling, exhaling. Couple more breaths. You can keep your eyes closed through all the practice if you're quite familiar with the poses. Just listen to my voice. I will guide you through. If you prefer to have your eyes open, have them open. We're gonna sink a little bit deeper, just tiny bit. As I mentioned, relax the head. Your body, your back might curve a little bit. It's totally fine. Just make sure you're not using the strength to go into the pose. 2 more breaths here. Remember deep inhales and full exhales. Slowly start coming out, bringing the legs a little bit closer. And we're gonna move the legs up and down like a butterfly. Don't take too big of a movement, just very gentle. So you should feel a nice opening in your inner thighs. Couple breaths here. 2 more. 1 more. Shoulders relaxed, spine is straight. Excellent. Then bring your legs in together. And we're gonna come into all fours. Just come into all fours. Observe how you feel. And then tug the toes and lift yourself up into downward dog. So stay in the downward dog, like classical one. So your palms shoulder distance apart, your legs more or less hip distance apart. Really spreading through those fingers, lifting the tailbone as high as you can. 2 more breaths here. 1 more. And then we're gonna look to the front of the mat and step the right leg in between the palms. So release the first left knee to the floor. And we're gonna bring the right palm inside that right leg. And we're coming into in the modified lizard pose with the knee down. Make sure you're not rounding the back. Just relax here. Inhaling and exhaling, making sure as well that your lower spine is okay. With the next inhale, we're gonna lift that knee up. And we're gonna bring the right shoulder underneath the right knee. And we're gonna bring the right palm around the ankle. And maybe you're gonna bring even the left palm around the ankle. So this is very strong pose. I think it's called burning lizard. So just staying here, working on those inner thighs. Back leg is engaged. Just one more breath. Then release both palms to the floor and bring the front leg to the back. Downward dog. One breath here. Look to the front of the mat and step the left leg in between the palms. Release the right knee to the floor. Bring the left palm inside the left leg. And relax here. Keep breathing, letting those hips sink, letting your hips open. Relax here, facial muscles relax. Observing how your body feels. And preparing for a little bit more challenging posture. So when you're ready, tag the right toes, lift the knee up. And then now bring the left shoulder underneath the left knee and grab the ankle with your left palm. You can stay here or maybe grab ankle with another arm. That will intensify the posture. Keep breathing, that back leg really active. Feel how your inner thighs engage. One more breath here. And then slowly releasing the palms down, bringing the front leg to the back, downward dog. Stretching those legs, lifting the tailbone up. 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, look to the front of the mat and step the right leg again through, but move towards the long side of the mat. So coming into wide-legged forward fold. Really engage those inner thighs. You can even touch them a little bit if you're not sure if they're engaged. And just stay here with the lifted chest, quite a straight back and neck. Keep breathing. One more breath. Then come on the fingertips. Bring the heels tiny bit in. Start bending into the knees and keep them open. You can lift yourself up. Bring the palms over the thighs, just above the knees. Open the chest and help yourself to open that inner thighs a little bit more, okay? Coming into modified goddess pose. Inhaling and exhaling. One more. And then we're going to apply a little bit more pressure in that right leg and start twisting towards the left. Make sure that left knee is not going in. Twist towards the left. Keep breathing. One more. Gently coming back to the center again, opening those legs a little bit more and then twisting towards the right side. So just applying a little bit more pressure into that left knee, but make sure that that right knee is not falling in, so it's still open. One more breath. Coming back to the center. I know it's quite burning. Just one more breath, really opening up. Maybe even lift the arms up into full expression of goddess pose, making sure that spine is straight. And then start straightening the legs out, releasing the palms to the floor, coming into wide-legged forward fold again. This time you can sink a little bit deeper if you wish, bringing the palms in line with the feet, maybe even bending into the elbows. Maybe you can even reach the floor with your head. So just choose your postures, but making sure that those inner thighs engaged and knees are not overlocked. 2 more breaths here. If your legs are straight, you can shift the weight
tiny bit towards your toes. That will help you to come a little bit deeper in the pose. Continue breathing. Observe all those sensations in your body. And then we're gonna lift up halfway again, maybe even on fingertips. And we're gonna start bending into the right leg. You can come just tiny bit, so don't go into full side lunge. Just bend a little bit into the right leg, observe how it feels, then walk towards the left. We're gonna do a couple of times, so just observing how it feels. Maybe you're gonna stay just here, you're not gonna go deeper, going to another side. Make sure that knee is protected as well, so the knee tracks the middle toe. Left side. Continue breathing. Then gonna come into the right side again, but this time come into deeper expression. So if you can, maybe bend a little bit more into that right leg and release the left leg a little bit closer to the mat, to the floor. Stay here. The toes are tucked if possible. The knee is almost facing towards the ceiling. That right leg, the heel might be a little bit up to you. Feel what is best for you. We all have different bodies, and it's very important to appreciate that and work with that. One more breath. Should feel quite a bit of opening. And then slowly, no rushing, come up. Maybe pause for a second into the wide-legged forward fold. And when you're ready, start bending into the left leg now. Releasing down as far as you can. Try to repeat the same amount of release, okay, on both sides, so we even out both sides. Another thing, don't round your spine and your shoulders, so chest is quite open. Just staying there. 2 more breaths, really opening that right leg. You can close your eyes for the last inhale and exhale, just observing those sensations, that energy which is running through your body now. Engage abdominals, engage glutes, and maybe lift yourself up slowly, coming into wide-legged forward fold. Last time, you can sink again a little bit deeper. Maybe you can release the head now to the floor or not. So find what feels the best for you. How it looks, it doesn't matter. Keep inhaling and exhaling, inner thighs engaged. Just 1 more breath here. Then lifting yourself up again, halfway, and slowly walking the legs in and coming into the kneeling position. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna come into frog pose. So it's quite intense pose. If you have not a soft surface, you would like to fold your mat a couple of times, or maybe even bring the pillows or folded blanket. What we're gonna do, we're gonna actually open the legs to the sides. And we're trying to keep the ankles in line with the knees. So first come in this position, making sure that your spine is neutral. Then you can release it down to the floor. And if you go forward, you release it. If you go backwards, that will intensify the stretch. So just stay wherever feels comfortable for you. Maybe it's better for you still to be up on the palms. Maybe you want to release it down to the forearms. Stay there. I'm just gonna show you from the side as well. So the legs are open, and then you release it down, keeping that 90 degrees angles between your, in your knees and between your legs and torso. Staying here, making sure the neck, shoulders relaxed. You're not rounding the back, and as I mentioned, if you go backwards,
it will really intensify the stretch. If you go forward, it will release it. So you can pulse it a little bit if it feels better, or you can stay there for a couple more moments. Just stay there. I'm gonna come back to the side again. That's a really deep opening. This is one of my favorites in the yin yoga, where you stay quite long in the pose. So just listen to your mind, see what it tells you, what your body is trying to tell you. Invite that discomfort. Of course, it doesn't have to, it shouldn't hurt. So if it's a little bit uncomfortable, it's okay, but it shouldn't hurt. Just 2 more breaths here. And we very, very slowly, so be super careful and gentle to your body. Start lifting up if you were on the forearms, and then lift your body with the arms and start bringing the legs slowly, slowly into each other. And we're just gonna sit on the heels and relax here for a second. Observing again how you feel. So it's always very important to come back to your body to make sure that you observe the sensations, that you aware how your body feels and what it tells you. Maybe it tells you that it's enough for today, or maybe it feels like you can go so much further today than yesterday. So every day is a different day, and it's very important to remember that. And don't judge yourself how you feel today. Excellent. I'm gonna come into seated position, but stay in same position because we're gonna open the legs wide. So we're coming into Upavista Konasana. So wide-legged seated posture in the beginning. So trying to really open the legs wide, knees facing towards the ceiling, toes are flexed towards you, spine is straight. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more. If you can't feel quite comfortable in this position, maybe bring the legs a little bit in. That will help you to have that straight spine. And then we're gonna start walking forward, but keeping the legs in the same position. So very often when you walk forward, your legs want to fall in as well. Try to keep the legs semi-active and just walk forward a little bit. Observing how you feel. Close your eyes if you wish. Inhale. Exhale, maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, maybe a little bit more. Keep breathing. If it's too much, you can always come back up and just stay in the seated position with the torso up, if that's already enough on your inner thighs. You can always have the knees tiny bit bent as well, if that's a little bit easier. So just try to find your posture and relax wherever you can. We're gonna stay here for 3 more breaths. It's big muscles, important to stay a little bit longer in the posture. That will help you to open up easier. And remember, with every exhale, you might be able to go a tiny bit deeper. Last breath here. Slowly lifting back out. Bringing one knee in, then another. Well, bending into the knees, bringing the heels actually into each other. Coming into butterfly or cobbler pose. Relaxing a little bit into this pose just before coming onto the floor. Checking, maybe you want to bring the legs a little bit closer. And then fold in. That will intensify the stretch. So be careful that you don't start rounding the back and shoulders. Try to keep the spine quite neutral. So you don't have to keep this, when I say straight spine as well, you don't have to keep the spine like super straight. So it should be quite relaxed, but not rounding, okay? So just always keep in mind that very often we're gonna start bringing the shoulders forward So try to keep those shoulders away from the ears and away from the front. One more breath. Then lift back up. And we're gonna come to lie on the mat. Slowly releasing down. Relaxing on the floor. Observing how you feel. Just the last opening before going into Shavasana will be happy baby. So bring the knees into your chest and then try to grab the outer edges of your feet. If you can't do that, just grab the ankles, okay? So your choice. And we're trying to open the legs towards the ceiling. So kind of feet are facing towards the ceiling. The knees are going into the floor. Keep breathing here. Gentle inhales and exhales. Your back should be relaxed into the floor. And when you're ready, start releasing the legs down. And we're gonna come into Shavasana. So start extending the legs out as wide as your mat, or maybe even wider if you have enough space. Unfortunately, I don't. I have the wall next to me. But just find your posture, your corpse posture, palms facing towards the ceiling. And we're just gonna stay here for a couple of moments, letting our body to digest the benefits of today's practice. Observe how your legs are relaxing. Make sure that you're not tensing anything in your legs. As well, the upper body, arms, your chest, belly is slowly sinking into the mat, relaxing. Relax even your facial muscles, your tongue, mouth, eyelids, and even eyeballs. Everything is completely relaxed. Don't take control of anything. Just for a couple of moments, let the body to relax in Shavasana. You're very welcome to stay longer in Shavasana if you wish. For others, if you need to go somewhere, start taking deeper inhales and exhales, moving your fingers and toes, maybe moving your head from side to side. You can even bring the legs into a zip line, bring the arms above the head, and take a full body stretch. And only when you're ready, so you can take any movements you wish before bending into the knees. Rolling to one side and then coming up into cross-legged seated position. So when you're ready, come into seated position. Be conscious one more time of your straight spine, relaxed shoulders, deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Then we're gonna bring the palms together in front of the heart and we're gonna seal the practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed this practice for inner thighs. As always, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below this video. And I hope to see you soon on my channel. Bye.